Right, we're on our mats. Okay, so, because we're starting a little bit late, we'll just get right into it. So we're gonna do hundreds to begin. First, just tuck yourself in a little ball. Let's not get straight into it. Just release your back. It's a good idea to kind of let your back let go. And tucking yourself into a ball is a very good way to release the spine. So you can roll from side to side if you want. Let's just do a quick spinal twist, dropping to either side. Just stack your knees, bring them close so it's not too intense. Whatever arm position you like for this. You can turn your head and look over the opposite side. And take a couple of deep breaths there. Again, whether you sit or stand all day, which we all do some combination of the two because we are earthbound humans, ending your day with a twist is always advisable. It's where we hold a lot of back pain, is that low back area. And then come on to the other side. One of the reasons I think it's so great to do both yoga and Pilates when we are younger, it's obviously beneficial at any point, is that those of us who are sort of like anywhere under, I would say like 60 really, we have hopefully lots of years left, but every year we're on Earth, we're being compressed by gravity, right? And so the more we can do to kind of fight that for a longer amount of time, I'm convinced it will be better later. It's unproven because I'm not there yet, but I'm hoping that when I'm 95, all of this is going to pay off in spades. My chiropractor assures me that it will. Okay, now one more time, tuck yourself into a ball. All right, and let's start with the hundreds. So as always, you have the option of feet on the mat, legs in tabletop. Hardest option is legs extended, and then it gets harder and harder and harder as you go down. As always, the rule is that back doesn't arch off the mat. Pull the belly button in, keep the back pressed into the mat, and you do as hard as you can while maintaining that. There's no benefit of arching your back and losing that abdominal control. You're way better off doing a modified version well. So I'm going to go here, lifting head and shoulders, arms shoot down beside the body, and we inhale as we pump 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. So when we do the Pilates, you can inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth for sort of the maximum abdominal toning. If you want to exhale through your nose, that's of course fine. The harder you pump your arms, the more your body will want to move around, and the harder you have to work your core to keep it stable. So this isn't like a floppy, gentle movement. It's really intense. Exhale. So you're pumping for 5 as you inhale, pumping for 5 as you exhale at your own pace. I just like to remind you, I'm not trying to keep you on pace with me. You can also inhale for 5 pulses in and exhale 5 pulses out. It's a slightly more advanced version for even more abdominal toning. Some people don't like it. It's your option if you do a steady inhale for 5, exhale for 5, or a pulsing inhale for 5, exhale for 5. All right, I'm going to challenge you. We're going to go right from here to single leg stretch. Right leg in, left leg in. Inhale, right leg. Exhale, left leg. Right hand, right ankle. Left hand, what did I say? Right hand, right ankle, left hand, left ankle. I don't know why that was so complicated. But it's always the outside hand is grabbing the ankle and the inside hand is grabbing just below the knee. You inhale for one, exhale for the other. Making sure you're really pulling it gently in, exhaling fully. And 3, and 2, last one, hug everything in, tucking into a little ball. Inhale, arms go straight up, legs either go up or out to challenge, and hold. Exhale, wrap it in. Inhale, extend and hold. Exhale, bring it in. Pull that belly button in, press the back into the mat. And 2. Last one. And single leg stretch. So let's extend the right leg, extend the left leg like scissors. You're holding on to calf or thigh, calf or ankle, just not your knee. Inhale, pull it in. Exhale, switch. So again, to make this a little bit more challenging, you add momentum. You can go slow and steady, but if you're stable and nothing is moving around, then you can kick that leg in and catch it. But again, imagine you've got that glass of champagne or hot tea, whatever you drink, on your abdomen, and you don't want to spill it. Inhale, and 3, and 2, last one. Both legs up, hands behind the head, flex the feet. Inhale, lower both legs down. Exhale, pull up to stop. Again, this is when you can challenge yourself. You go nice and slow, or you add momentum. So it's a slow inhale down, a quick exhale up. But imagine my arm is here stopping you at vertical. We don't want to go overhead. Inhale down, exhale, stop. You have to use your abs to stop that motion. 3, and 2, last one. Bend the knees. I'm still not giving you a break, but you can take one if you want for crisscross. Inhale, exhale to twist. Back to center, pause. Exhale to twist. Inhale to center. So remember, you're trying to reach that knee all the way to your shoulder, so it's not about tapping elbow to knee. You're reaching that back elbow to the mat to really twist, and you're exhaling fully. And 3, and 2, last one, and now take a break. Release it down. Ooh, I felt that one. Doing that all in a row is a lot because that whole time you're contracted up. Place your feet on the floor and just press the hips up to give your abs a stretch. Get those shoulders under your body and just take a deep breath. See if you can expand that belly just to really stretch those muscles for a moment. While we're here, let's do some pulses up. Squeeze in the glutes as you lift towards the ceiling. So you can just, again, start slowing that breath down here. So it's a few pulses up in the inhale, a few pulses up on the exhale. Making sure there's some contraction there so your knees aren't flaring open nor knocking together. They're staying just parallel. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower that all the way down. Head the knees into the chest. All right, the last one we'll do Pilates is single leg stretch. Not single leg stretch, single leg circle. So single leg circle is one of these like really hard, simple exercises. It's not complicated, it's just, it should be challenging. If it feels easy, question a little bit what you're doing because it actually challenges a lot of different parts of your body. So let's hug the right knee into the chest, extend the left leg long, and just start with a stretch. Maybe roll that right ankle. So this is another one where I want you to imagine you have a beverage of some sort on your abdomen, and you want to try to keep it really stable. And that's going to challenge your core big time with this one. Extend that right leg straight and just give it a stretch, so hold on wherever you can. If you need to, you can always bend that left knee. There is no shame in that. I want you to keep your back pressed into the mat. So if your leg is straight and you're really arching to reach, just bend it a little bit. It's totally fine. You're not holding your knee, you're holding your calf, your thigh, or your ankle, gently pulling back. Okay, release the hands. Place the hands beside you. Again, option to bend this knee. It can be all the way bent or anywhere to all the way straight. Your option. You're rotating the right leg from the hip, so the whole leg turns out. Your heel is pointing in, your toe is pointing out, belly button in, back is pressed into the mat. If it helps, you can put your hands on your hips to make sure they're staying stable. Otherwise, palms are on the mat, shoulders are down and back, chin towards chest. We're going to circle, small circles inward. So you come across the body, scoop it down, back to the top, and stop. This one also includes momentum. So it's a slow inhale and a quick exhale to the top. Inhale for the first half slow, exhale for the second half fast. And you'll notice I'm not making gigantic circles. These are tight. And 3, and 2, last 1, stop at the top. Make sure you haven't spilled your drink. Go out, out, scoot down, exhale to the top. Inhale, inhale. Good. Stay nice and steady. The only thing moving is your leg, and it's moving from the hip. We're not just rolling ankle. I see that a lot. And 2, last 1. Now we'll make big circles. You can go as big as you want, keeping your hips stable. We're just going to do 3 each direction. So it's across, scoop down, up and stop. Inhale, down, up and stop. After 3, reverse direction. Out, scoop down, up and stop. And 2, last 1, and bend that knee, hug it in. Bend the left leg, cross the right ankle across it. Open that up, opening the right hip. Grab a hold behind the left thigh. Gently pull that in. Inhale and exhale. Maybe pressing the arm against the leg to open it up a little bit. Good. While we're here, let's just do some little crunches for the sort of across your abdominals. So bring your left hand behind your head. That right ankle is on the left thigh, and you're pushing your right knee away. Right hand can just be down on the mat. You're going to inhale, exhale, crunch, reaching shoulder towards that knee and back. Don't pull your knee in. Keep that stretch going. But you're just aiming that way. Crunch up as you exhale, inhale down. And 4, 3, 2, last 1, release that down. Switching sides. So left knee comes in, extend the right leg long, roll the left ankle a couple of times. And then extend the left leg, bending the right leg as much as you need to release any tension in the shoulder, the low back. Don't create tension in one part of your body while you release it in another. Gently pulling that left leg in. We're just trying to give you a little bit of a hamstring stretch so you have some more mobility when we do the circles. Releasing the hands either onto the hips to keep them stable or onto the mat. Option to extend that bottom leg. Belly button in, back is flat. Rotate the whole leg from the hip, toe points out, heel points in. We're going small circles first across the body as we inhale, exhale to the top. Inhale to start, exhale quickly to finish. And 3, and 2, last 1, reverse, out, scoop down, up and stop. Make sure you're tilting your chin towards your chest so you're not arching that neck back. And 3, keep the hips stable. And 2, belly button in. Inhale, exhale to the top. Now nice big circles. Swoop down, scoop around, and stop. Inhale, big circle, but staying steady. It's really easy to wobble around with this. After 3, reverse. Open, scoop down, and up. Inhale. Last 1, and hug that knee in. Bend the right leg, cross the left ankle across, push that knee away, begin to open up that hip in your supine pigeon. And then holding on behind the right thigh, gently pulling that in. Release the right foot down, right hand behind the head, left hand on the mat. We're going to cross right shoulder towards left knee. Inhale, exhale to cross. Nice controlled crunches. It's not a giant movement. You lift up kind of as high as you can. Maybe a pause right at the top. 5, 4, last 1, and release that down. Good. Hug both knees into your chest and rock yourself up to sit. Extending the legs. Option to grab a block, we're just going to do spine stretch forward block or a ball. You don't have to, but just keep those arms up, remembering we're not trying to touch our toes. The arms stay parallel to the floor. Sometimes the block just helps us focus on that. Roll the shoulders down and back, and I encourage you to just keep your palms open and press the ball or the block rather than gripping it, because that actually works your arms. Double duty. Sitting up nice and tall. Inhale. As you exhale, reach that block forward, rounding your spine, and pulse. 3, 2, 1. Inhale up. Exhale, stretch, stretch, stretch. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale up. So you're not inhaling between the exhales. The idea is completely to purge your lungs of air. Inhale up. Exhale. Like I'm pulling you back by your hips and forward by your hands. Last one. And up. Good. If you've got a block, you can go ahead and put it down. Bring the legs together. Big inhale up. Exhale, hinge forward this time with a flat back, reaching the arms forward, reaching, trying to bring your belly button towards your thighs, and then release down, let the arms drop, let the head drop, and just take a couple of breaths here in Paschimottanasana. Exhaling through nose or mouth, whatever works best for you to slow the heart rate back down. And bring yourself up. All right, come over onto your hands and knees. Sit back for a moment in child's pose. Just stretch back for maybe 1 breath, 2 breaths. Don't get too comfortable. Let's do the back stretch and come back up. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Pull the belly button in, flat back. So this time, I want you to try to imagine you've got a glass balancing right here in your low back, the small of your back. So sometimes when we do this, I want you moving the spine, but today I want you focusing on the core, so I want you to keep the back stable. So you're going to extend the right leg behind you, pushing it back. You can just work with the leg, or if you want more of a challenge, extend the opposite arm. So I've got right leg and left arm. Inhale. As you exhale, draw them towards one another, but without moving the spine. So they probably won't meet. With me, they don't. Maybe they do with you. Inhale, push it back out. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, out. Focusing on that back, staying steady. Exhale in. Inhale, out. Last one. And extend. Lower both down to the mat and lift back up to hip height, shoulder height. Lower down and lift. Down and lift. And 3, 2, 1, and up. Open it out to the side. Kick over a fake candle. Tap down and lift. Tap down and lift. So both arm and leg are kicking over candles. Down and lift. And 2. The last one, back to center. Back to the center of my mat. Go ahead and bring that left hand down. Keep the right leg extended. We're going to do our scorpion push-ups. I like to think of this as kissing the mat. So let the elbows hug the side as you bring your nose towards the mat and then press back up. You don't need to go all the way down if that does not work for you, but you're trying to keep the body rigid. You're just dipping down and pressing up. And 2. Last one, press up. Bend the right knee, bring your forearms onto the mat. Flex that right foot. And now little tiny donkey kicks to the ceiling. So it's a small, sharp movement. The more of a kick you make this, the harder it is, but you do not want to get into your back, so don't kick too high. We want to work our glutes here, not our low back. And again, you can do little exhales each time you kick, or you can just do long, steady breaths through nose or mouth, your option. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Extend the leg again. Press up onto hands and knees. Curl the left toe under so you're now in a plank with your right leg lifted. And do little pulses with that right leg. Again, without going into the low back. So you're just going down and then up to the hip. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Kick up and back. Three-legged down dog with that right leg extended. Taking a breath. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to bring that right knee into the chest as we hinge forward. Inhale, exhale to hinge forward. Inhale to kick up. Exhale, inhale. And 3, and 2. Last one, extend up, this time come into pigeon. So bring that right leg in, bring it across the body, release it down, extend the left leg behind you, scooch that left leg back as much as you possibly can, chest lifted, shoulders down and back, making sure you're not rolling onto that right glute. You're keeping the hips square. Hold and breathe. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. While we're here, we're in a great posture to do a lion's breath. So let's take an inhale. Open the mouth, stick out the tongue. Let it go. Inhale. You can even look up with your eyeballs. One more time. Excellent. And press back up into your plank, full plank, both feet on the mat. Lower down all the way to the mat. Inhale, cobra, holding here for a moment. Chest lifted, shoulders back, elbows hugging the sides and really contracting the glutes to protect the back. And then push up and back. 2 breaths in child's pose. And back to hands and knees. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Water asana. Belly button in. Back flat. Extend your opposite leg. So it doesn't matter what you did, but I did my right leg, so I need to do the opposite. Make sure you do the opposite. Extend the left leg. Extend the right arm. Find your balance. So your gaze is between your thumbs at this point, right? We're not looking forward and crunching our neck, and we're not dropping our head. We're keeping our spine always, always, always in neutral. Keeping the back stable. As you exhale, draw knee and elbow towards one another. Inhale, extend. Exhale, draw towards. Inhale, extend. And 2. Last one, extend out, lower down, lift up. The front I feel like looks like a mini golf, like axe chop or something. And 3, and 2. Last one, bring the arm out from the shoulder, the leg out from the hip, hold it. Notice you really have to contract your abs here, trying to keep the hips square. Lower down, lift up. Lower down, lift up. 4, 3, 2, last one. Back to center. Bring that hand down, scorpion push-ups. Diving down towards the mat and press back up. Hinging, it's like a seesaw. 4, exhale up. 3, 2, last one. Keep the leg lifted, bring the forearms to the mat, bend the left knee so the left heel is pushing towards the sky. Little donkey kicks. So remember, a bit of a kick. If the kick isn't working, meaning you're going into your back, your whole body's moving around too much, that's fine. Just make it a pulse or like a lift. A push, a push, a push. If that's okay, and you can add some momentum, it intensifies the move. But again, you always want to make sure that you're working to your level. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back to hands, curl the right toes under, pressing up to a plank with that left leg lifted. Extend the left leg, lower down, lift up, lower down, and lift. Bringing it to the mat, lifting it just a hip height. Nice straight leg. I like to point my toes here because it looks prettier. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, press up, kick that leg high. 3-legged down dog. Hinging forward, hug the knee in, hinge out over the hands, and kick back up. You can exhale forward like we did last time, or you can inhale forward if that works better. 3, and 2. Last one. This time as you come forward, bring that left leg across. Stretch the right leg behind you. Open up the chest. Find pigeon. You can of course take this down to the mat, but we're not staying here very long. It's more of an intermission. I don't want to get you too relaxed. Hang tight here. And like we did on the other side, let's do 3 lion's breaths. Inhale. Exhale. It's a great breath. Good, and curl the toes under, press up and back, coming back to plank. Let's do some push-ups. I'm going to go ahead this time and keep my hands right where they are, so it's a lot harder in this narrow position, but it's really good for the triceps. You can definitely drop down to knees. You can also just do half push-ups. Otherwise, lower down to a 90-degree bend, chaturanga position, exhale back up. On me, it always looks like a little bit more than 90 degrees, but we don't want to go into our shoulders. It's the biggest issue. We're just going to do 5. That's 3 and 2. The last one, dropping to knees, pushing back into child's pose. Inhale and exhale. Curl the toes under, stretch the hands forward, sit back for a moment, puppy posture, stretching the shoulders, heels back towards, or glutes and hips back towards the heels. And coming up to down dog, curl the toes under, press the hips up and back. So take a moment to focus on your down dog. So you're pressing into your palms, they're outstretched in front of you, shoulders are rolling away from the ears. Maybe a slight bend in your elbow. If you know your arms hyperextend, you want to slightly bend them. We don't want to lock into those elbows. And then press the heels towards the mat. They might not make it, that's okay. Think about pressing the sit bones up to the sky and less about trying to press your chest towards your legs. That action of pushing your chest towards your legs puts a lot of pressure on your rotator cuff. And once you mess that up, there is no going back. So really try not to mess that up. When you do down dog incorrectly for years, you can end up with chronic problems, and that's not good. When you do down dog correctly for many years, you can end up avoiding chronic problems. So you really need to focus on keeping those shoulders away from the ears, little bend in the elbow, and then you shouldn't have much bounciness available to you. You should be pretty rigid there. Walk the feet towards the hands, let the head hang over. Grab hold of opposite elbows. Maybe shake or bounce if it feels good on your spine to let it go a little bit. Maybe twist or sway if that feels good. Inhale, come up in chair, Utkatasana. So this chair with breath of fire is something that I learned from one of the videos that I did recently. We're just going to sit in chair for a moment as I chat. And it was this yoga series, or not, it wasn't really yoga. She called it yoga, but it was yoga like my Friday yoga is yoga. It was very un-yoga-like. But anyway, it was geared towards women over 40. and I found it very boring. So I was like, I'm a woman over 40, but this is ridiculous. But she did this breath of fire with chair, and it's super energizing, really fires up the glutes. It's really good for purging air from our lungs. So it was one of the moves that I stole from it because I just think it's fantastic. So sit nice and low. We're making sure knees are over ankles. We're not dropping out over our toes, terrible for our knees. Belly button in, back as long and straight without sticking our butt out. And chest is lifted as much as it can be. So as we, through our mouth and a huh, we draw our fist to our hips. So it's an inhale, stand up on, inhale down. So you're standing all the way up, squeezing the glutes, trying not to lock the knees, but locking the glutes, if that makes sense. And 2. Last one, down into chair. And then fold, working on our sun salutation. So inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, hands find the mat. Inhale, step the right foot back. Coming to lunge, let's pause in our lunge for a moment. Left knee over right ankle. Push through that right heel, stretching the right hamstring. Keep the left hand planted in the mat, pivot to the left, extend the right arm. You're in something like a side angle bend here, really. Opening up, make big circles forward with that right arm. For 3, for 2, for 1, hand finds the mat, right onto the other side. So now we're twisting, left arm is extending. Look at that left arm. Keep the left knee over the left ankle. Big circles forward, 3 and 2. Hand finds the mat, left foot steps back, plank position. Chaturanga, lowering down to the mat on the inhale, up. I don't know what that was, uphill. Up dog as you inhale and press back to down dog. I can't even do this in English. Can you imagine if I tried to do it in Spanish? That would be hilarious. I mean, I've tried giving certain cues in Spanish, but goodness. Let your head shake, yes. I would like to get better at that. It would help if the studios would open back up and then I could go back to Spanish classes. And then shake your head, no. And inhale, right leg extends, swings forward, plants down, find your lunge on this side, right knee over right ankle. Pushing back for the left heel. Keeping the right hand in the mat, opening up to the left, extend that left arm. Reverse your direction, so backward circles. 3, 2, last one, hand finds the mat, pivot to the right, twisting, extending the arm, looking up at it, and drop it down, twist. And 2, last one, hand finds the mat, step the left foot forward, forward fold, inhale, halfway lift, exhale, release. Inhale, let's come all the way up. Interlace the fingers, press up onto tippy toes and give yourself a stretch. Take one more inhale, and as you exhale, hands find heart, heels find the floor. Shake it out. All right, let's go again. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step the right foot back, release that right knee onto the mat. Up with the arms, pulling down into our cactus, pressing the chest towards the ceiling, pulling the shoulder blades together, driving the body forward so you're opening that right hip flexor. And hands find the mat, plant the hands, curl the toe under, come back to your plank, and we're gonna hold plank. Again, you can drop to knees. Always an option. You could do this on forearms too. I'm probably going to do a forearm plank, but if it bothers your wrists, you can also do this from fists. We're going to hold here for 10 more seconds, and then we're going to go to a side plank on the right hand and the right foot. Bring that right hand to the middle of the mat, pivot over to your side plank, extend the left arm, option to lift the left leg, And then you can lift and lower, just like we were doing before. Nice and controlled, keeping steady. This works your core even more because of course there's movement. 3, 2, last one. Good, pivot back to your plank. And lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, press back, down dog. Roll shoulders away from the ears. Spread the upper back. All right, as if we're doing sun salutation B, these are not any particular sun salutations, but we're gonna come to a high lunge on both sides. So starting with the right leg swings up, swings forward, plants, rise up into your lunge just for a breath. Exhale, hands find the mat. Vinyasa, chaturanga, up dog, down dog, left leg lifts, swings forward, plants down, high lunge. Inhale, exhale to the mat, step the foot back, chaturanga, up dog, down dog, and pause. Inhale, right leg lifts, swing forward, plant down, coming to that crescent lunge, knee drops down. Inhale up, this time bring the hands behind the back, clasping them together, opening up towards the ceiling, continuing to drive forward as you open up through the left hip. Hip flexor. Bringing the hands to the mat, plant the hands, step the left foot forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale into chair. Holding for a moment, sitting low in your chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Left foot steps back, dropping down to crescent lunge. Inhale to those cactus arms, pulling the shoulder blades together, pressing forward. Chest opening towards the sky. Hands find the mat, press back into your plank. 30 seconds, plank. Contracting gluteal muscles, contracting abdominal muscles, looking between your thumbs, again, keeping that neck in neutral. Halfway there. Five more seconds and transitioning to a plank on your left hand, left foot. And go ahead, left hand comes to the center of the mat. Extend the right arm, option to extend the left leg. And if you extended it, you're lifting and lowering for 6, 5, and last one. Pivot back over, find that plank, chaturanga, up dog, or of course you can do cobra, press back to down dog. Coming up to warrior one, right leg swings up, swings forward, pivot the back foot, rising up on the inhale to warrior one, exhale back down to the mat, right foot steps back, chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Left leg lifts high, kicks forward, warrior one on the left. Inhale up, exhale, hands find the mat, left foot steps back, vinyasa. Pausing in down dog, pressing your hands into the mat, rolling shoulders down and back. And then extend the left leg, swing it forward, plant it down, right knee drops, crescent lunge on this side. Inhale, lifting up, hands behind the back, clasping together. Pull the hands down as you open the chest towards the sky. And release the hands to the mat, pressing up, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release down. Inhale up into chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands, bend the knees. Option to jump back into plank or step one foot followed by the other. Plank. Inhale, exhale, holding plank. Just breathing. 10 more seconds. 3, coming to a low side plank on the right. So the right elbow comes down, pivot onto the right leg, reach the left arm overhead so you're long. Always option to drop the right knee. If you're happy here, you crunch knee to elbow. Bring it in and extend. Keep the leg lifted when you do so they stay kind of in one long line. And 3, and 2, last one. Pivot back around, plant the left hand so you can push yourself back up to plank. And then chaturanga. Up dog, down dog. Extend the right leg, bend it, open up that hip so you're dropping right foot towards the left side. Lifting the right knee, trying to stack right hip on top of left. Bring that leg back to center. We're going to come to warrior one and hold it. Right foot steps forward, pivot the back foot, rising up into your warrior. Whew, I'm sweating, ladies. Chest lifted, bend in the front knee, planting that back leg. Transition warrior two. Arms open up. Body is the same direction as the hips. The hips, chest, shoulders are all oriented one way, but that hand or the head is looking over the hand. Excellent. Pivot so you're facing the long side of the mat. Toes turned out, coming down into goddess pose. So you're pushing back through the hips, knees over ankles, staying nice and lifted. So this is something we do sometimes in yoga tone with weights. But right now, just squeeze your arms together and open back up. A little butterfly press. Press and open. So imagine you're pushing weight. Of course, you're just moving through air, but you can use your own body's resistance and two to create it. Last one. Rising up, pivot those feet parallel, hinge forward, release the head down, and let it go. Bend the knees to roll yourself all the way back up. Pivot back to the front of the mat and cartwheel down. Step the right foot back, chaturanga. Finding your way back to downward facing dog. Left leg extends up, bend the knee, drop it to the left side, or the right side rather. So you're lifting your left knee, stacking left hip on top of right, opening that up. Bringing it back to center, warrior one on this side, planting the left foot down, pivot the right foot, Virabhadrasana 1. As we rise up, hips are forward, shoulders are forward, pushing into the right pinky edge of that back foot. Pulling the right hips forward so both headlights are facing forward. Open up, Virabhadrasana 2. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, really engaging the arms. Can you go a little lower without tracking out over the ankle? Keep the knee right over the ankle, not out over the toes. And press yourself up. Keep the toes pivoted out. Bring the arms to that goddess position. And we're going to press up as we drop down. So extend the arms, dropping into goddess, and pull back. Drop down, extend the arms up, pull back, straighten the legs. 5, 4, 3, exhale, 2, exhale, last one. Come down into goddess, interlace the fingers, press the arms up towards the ceiling, and then bend to one side, giving yourself a stretch. Inhale back to center, exhale to the other side. Inhale back to center, extend the legs, release the hands by the side, pivot the feet forward, forward fold. And let the head go. Bring the hands to the hips and press yourself halfway up, flat back, and pause here. Make sure you've got all four corners of the feet on the mat. I tend to roll in and I'll find more weight on my big toes, so I need to really press into my pinky toes. That's fairly typical, but some people are going to roll outwards, so just make sure you are pressing all four corners evenly. And press yourself all the way up. Pivot back to the front of the mat. Cartwheel that right hand down. Find plank. Working through vinyasa to your downward facing dog. So there's something really lovely that some people do from here, where they can jump up and float their feet in front of them and come to a sitting position. I can't really do that so well, but you know, you do you. Bring the feet so you come to sitting. Maybe it's not from down dog exactly. I can't do it no matter what. Okay. Bend the left leg behind you. We're just going to do one of these. So if this doesn't work for you and you'd rather have the left knee into the hip, you can. I'm going to show you guys a fun little twisting, a little bit of a pretzel move that you can choose to do. And it starts here. So left knee is bent, foot behind. You can open it out if you need to release a little bit of tension. Otherwise, you want it as close to the right leg as possible. Inhale, arms extend up. Exhale, hinge forward, releasing the whole body. Dropping nose towards knee. Flexing the foot to give yourself a hamstring stretch. And pressing yourself back up. Okay, so I'm going to show you a twist here. I'm just going to turn so you can see better. If this does not work for you, just do a twist from here without doing the leg. But if you want to do the leg, the right ankle comes across the left thigh. The right knee tries to find the floor. The left hand comes under the right knee, and the right hand behind the body, and we twist. So again, if it's not working, just leave the leg extended, and you can twist from there. There's a slight lean forward on this one to keep that knee down and your hand on top of it. So you're not really bending forward, but it feels more forward than back. You're opening your right shoulder back. And maybe looking slightly that way without straining the neck. And release that back to center. Extend the left leg in front, tuck the right leg behind. Knees are parallel, just opening it up if you need to on this side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, release forward. Taking some breaths. And bring yourself up. So same option, you can just simply twist right here. Otherwise, take the left foot, bring it across the right thigh. Left knee finds the floor, right hand goes under it, and we twist. Slightly forward, pulling the left shoulder slightly back. And release that back front. Undo your pretzeled legs. Hold on to the backs of your thighs, roll yourself down to the mat. Bring your legs up, grabbing hold of ankles, coming to happy baby for a moment. Dropping your knees towards your armpits. Flexing your feet, pulling them towards your body, really using this as an active stretch. It's a super relaxing posture, or it should be hopefully. That doesn't mean you're not getting some nice stretching benefit, and it's technically an inversion. It's a gentle inversion. All right, if you feel like you missed out and need to do an inversion, go for it. Otherwise, bring the soles of your feet down into butterfly, and we'll all meet a butterfly after you do an inversion if you feel like you need to. Once you're in Baddha Konasana, Supta Baddha Konasana, you're going to put one hand on your abdomen, one hand between your solar plexus, right on your chest, relaxing your shoulders down to the mat, relaxing your elbows down to the mat, tucking your chin towards your chest. We're just going to work on the 4-part breath. So it's an inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale more or less for 4, and then a hold for 4. So if your exhale goes longer, that's fine, but it's an 8 on either side, basically. So you're going to inhale through your nose, hold it, exhale through the nose, hold the exhalation. Inhale, feel the hands each rise, and hold, locking your throat. Exhale, feel the hands each fall, and hold. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Go ahead and continue on your own. 4-part breath. Try to focus on the breath and on the count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now your eyes focus on the backs of your eyelids. Trying to inhale to full lung capacity. Do one more complete round. Once you finish that round, exhale and hold the breath as long as you can out. And then transition to your Savasana, palms up, shoulders down into the mat. And just allow yourself to breathe naturally. Let yourself release and relax. Any thoughts that come into your mind, just exhale and let them go. Just think inhale and exhale. And then begin to reawaken, wiggling fingers and toes, rolling wrists and ankles. Stretch your arms overhead, stretch your legs down below. Take a deep inhale and sigh it out. Go ahead and roll to either side. And when you're ready, push yourself up to sit. Coming to a cross-legged position, sitting nice and tall. Arms resting in your lap, chin towards chest, eyes closed, shoulders down and back. Taking one last moment to focus on your body, focus on your breath. Every opportunity you can to take full deep breaths is so important. Really fill the lungs, hold that breath, build that lung capacity and strength, and exhale to let it go. If you can do it a couple times a day, that's a good thing. Inhale, extending the arms up and out, pressing the palms together. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Om Shanti Om. Namaste.